This video is brought to you by Dr. Kristen R. Bromley's Guitar Method Book Series and Online Music Academy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Bromley. Welcome to my online academy. It's so great to have you joining me here in these online lessons. This is lesson 19 in this series that is all about jazz guitar. I love jazz guitar and I am so happy to bring this course to you. Help you learn jazz guitar in a line upon line fashion, which of course is a great way to approach it when you're brand new. It's also a great thing to do when you've been playing for a while, to go back and fill in those gaps and strengthen different technical abilities and gain a command over this jazz language. So I'm just delighted to be here helping you with playing jazz guitar. So in this lesson, we're working on a new improvisation technique, a new piece of that jazz language that we can use when we're soloing over dominant seventh chords. So far, as we've worked through the course, with dominant seventh chords, we worked on improvising with just the chord tones, and we've used two different forms. And I've got those up here on the board. One with the lowest root on the sixth string, one with the lowest root on the fifth string. We've been using these. If you haven't yet seen any of those earlier lessons, you may want to check those out, as this is a progressive lesson series. So we've also worked at throwing in the second or the ninth, and we've looked at having the flatted third, which can go to the third. We've looked at connecting the second and the third with the flatted third in between, those types of things. So in this lesson, we're going to look at connecting the fifth of the chord and the flatted seventh of the chord with the sixth, which is kind of what I played there when I first started this lesson. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Now I'm not going to go over the arpeggio shapes or any of the things we've done previously, though I'm just going to assume that you have worked on those. They are up here on the board though as review. So those black dots are where those chord tones are for our two forms, and then the squares are around the roots, and we've got our lowest root on the sixth string for this one, and then our lowest root on the fifth string for that one. We know when our lowest root's on that fifth string that anything we do on the top string we can actually also do on that low sixth string. It's going to be a couple octaves lower, but we don't play down there very often, so I won't really be playing down there. Now, I've also written in where the flatted third and the two are, because we've done some work with that. But the stars is where that sixth is. So we're going to connect the fifth and the flatted seventh with the sixth. I'm demonstrating this in the key of C, like I usually do. So my index finger at the moment when I play that chord there is at the 8th fret on that low sixth string, and then my ring finger for this root would be at the 10th fret. So I've got that fifth and the flatted seventh, and we can connect that with the sixth. You can also do this in the lower octave, but because we spend most of our time improvising in the higher parts on those top four strings, I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to work it on those top four strings together. But you could also explore using it in the lower parts of the arpeggio form as well. So if we were to play the arpeggio on these top four strings for C, we just got that root, third, fifth, flatted seventh, high root, and come back down, and then we'll throw the flatted seventh and come back. We're going to connect the fifth and the flatted seventh by that sixth, which is 1 fret lower than the flatted seventh. So just get used to that movement. I'm not going up to the high root, but you could if you wanted to. There's no reason you can't. But I'm just playing up to that flatted seventh. And then once you've kind of gotten that fingering down, check out the one on the fifth string form, and I'll just do it there in F. So we're staying in the same position. Everything is moved one string higher. That F is at the 10th fret on the third string, and I could play root 3, 5, 6, flat 7. So you want to get used to that fingering. So we'll turn that into a little lick as we get used to this. So going around the circle of force, we'll do that. I have that written up here, the roots of that on the board. We've done a ton with the circle of force, so I'm not really going to review it, but we'll take that sixth string form with that low root at the 8th fret for C, and then F, and then down, and for F we'll be going to the other form, and then B flat, back to this one, E flat to the higher one, A flat, D flat, G flat, B, E, A, D, G, C. We've done that. If you need help with that, check out the lessons earlier in the course. So we'll just take this through. as like a lick idea. So just move to F, and then we go to B flat. We'll take that around the circle of four to just kind of get a little bit of a feel for playing this here. So we got ready and starting in C. We're going to go to F. Then B flat. And E flat. And A flat. And D flat. We'll go up to G flat. And B. And E. And A. And D. And G. And C. So once you start to kind of get an idea where that's at and get a little familiar with it, we want to go ahead and start improvising with it. So we've got a backing track for us. It's going to go about 121 beats per minute, 8 bars per chord. We'll go around the circle of four. So we'll start with C7, then F7, B flat 7, E flat 7, and so on. We can just improvise and start getting these ideas in here. Now as you go through, you could just start with the chord tones and getting that one new idea in. If you feel comfortable, you can be throwing that idea in with the other types of things that we've worked on so far, with the flatted third up to that third, the 2 and the 3, connecting it with that flatted 2. All those types of things that we've already been working on in our improvisation language could be used as well. And I'll use some of that as I'm playing through. So you can play right along with me, steal any ideas you want, and get some fun there. I'll kind of help us find those chord changes as we go through around the circle of fours. In this backing track, we'll hear and, for, and in the snare drum, and then we are in. And like always, this backing track is available in the Jazz Jam Along Backing Tracks playlist on the channel. So you can play along with it as much as you want to without me. You can also play along right here with me and steal, like I say, steal any of those ideas. We're just learning a language here, so anything that I play, if you like it, you can just steal it and kind of get it under your fingers as well. So let's go ahead and play with this backing track. So we're in C. Now up to F. B flat. right, super fun. At least I hope it was super fun for you. A couple things that I want to point out here. As I was improvising, I sometimes did use these lower ones where you have the 5 and the 6th here and then to the flatted 7th. I did that a little bit, especially with that form. I didn't demonstrate that as we were getting going because I didn't want to overload us with information, but you can check out any of those licks that I played and improvised there, but you can also check that out and how you can use it if you haven't sort of already gravitated there within your playing. And then also the other thing is, even though we, like when we were warming up together, we worked that 5, 6, flat 7, 6, 5. It's okay, the 6 actually works really well, where you can just do the 6 to the flatted 7th sometimes. And you can land on the 6th. The 6th sounds just fine over the dominant 7th chords, which is kind of cool. A lot of things that we do over the major 6th chords are sort of interchangeable and will actually work over a dominant 7th chord. And when we're playing in a bluesy setting, we can sometimes throw that flatted 7th and some of the ideas that we use in dominant 7th chords right back over that major 6th chord too, which is kind of a cool thing. So you don't have to feel like you have to go 5, 6, flat 7, or flat 7, 6, 5 all the time. You can just have that 6 to the 5 or the 6 to the flatted 7th. You can sit on that 6th a little bit. So those are a couple of things that I did that I didn't necessarily explain beforehand, but wanted to throw them out here. So super fun. This is such a great thing. I love just learning line by line. We get some more pieces of our jazz language as we continue. In the course, in the next lesson, we're going to learn another piece of the jazz language to play with using the dominant 7th chords, which is going to be awesome. And then it'll be time for us in the lesson after that to have another new tune. So lots of great things as we're moving forward. When we get to that tune, we'll work on comping those chords, improvising that solo, and playing that melody. So all the pieces of jazz guitar, which is awesome. Keep having fun. These lessons are coming out Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We also have Technique Tuesday, Theory Thursdays, and various things that happen on Saturdays. So lots of lessons on the channel, hundreds of lessons that are already there as well. So lots of help with playing the guitar. Keep at it, have fun, take care, and we'll see you again. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. For more in-depth lessons and to progress through a free guitar course, check out my Guitar 101 series on YouTube and my guitar method books, which all come with access to hours of in-depth video lessons. You can find more information about me and my products at kristenbromley.com. Take care.